Kash Patel's leadership at the FBI. It is so bad that with his latest chaotic firings, the FBI Agents Association, which represents 14,000 agents, including more than 90% of all active FBI agents, has issued a blistering public rebuke.
This is absolutely devastating. Kash Patel just got caught, and I mean caught in the worst possible way, under oath, before Congress, with evidence that directly contradicts his sworn testimony. Documents proving he lied, witnesses confirming he lied, his own private statements admitting actions he denied publicly, and now lawsuits are being filed, investigations are being launched, senators are calling for perjury charges because what Patel admitted to doing, what evidence shows he actually did while claiming under oath he didn't, that's not just political misconduct, that's potentially criminal, that's abuse of power, that's exactly the kind of corruption that destroys FBI directors and presidents who protect them. And Trump is panicking because Patel is his guy, his loyalist, his weapon for controlling the FBI and punishing enemies. And if Patel goes down for perjury, if investigations expose what really happened, if the crimes Patel committed get prosecuted, Trump's entire strategy for weaponizing federal law enforcement collapses. Worse, Trump could be implicated, could be shown to have ordered the very actions Patel is now caught lying about, could face his own legal jeopardy for directing criminal conduct. The walls are closing in, and there's nowhere left to hide. But real quick, if you want to stay ahead of the headlines, please subscribe, because you might think you are, but aren't. Your subscription actually matters here. That's why we built John Brown Show, to bring you real stories and real context. All right, let's get into what actually happened. Kash Patel testified before Senate Judiciary Committee during his confirmation hearing. Senators asked repeatedly whether he knew about plans to fire FBI agents, whether he directed purges of personnel who investigated Trump, whether he was involved in retaliatory terminations. And Patel said no, said he wasn't aware, said he didn't know what was going on, said there would be no political retribution under his leadership, all under oath, all on the record, all captured on video. But that was a lie, complete fabrication, because multiple whistleblowers have now come forward with evidence that Patel was personally directing the purge, that before his confirmation hearing, he was already ordering firings, that he met with Trump administration officials to plan which FBI personnel to remove, that he gave specific instructions about who to target, and then he went before Senate and claimed he had no knowledge of any of it. That's perjury, that's lying to Congress, that's a felony. Share this video with everyone you know because Senator Dick Durbin revealed this. Ranking member of Judiciary Committee, he went to Senate floor and disclosed that multiple whistleblowers at highest levels of FBI provided highly credible information. Information showing Patel personally directing ongoing purge of senior law enforcement officials. And Durbin sent letter to Justice Department Inspector General demanding investigation, asking whether Patel committed perjury before Senate. Because if allegations are true, and evidence suggests they are, Patel lied under oath about his role in politically motivated firings. Think about what that means. Patel told senators he wasn't aware of plans to punish FBI agents who worked on Trump investigations. But according to whistleblowers, he was the one ordering those punishments. He told senators he didn't know what was going on at FBI before his confirmation, but evidence shows he was running the purge, scheduling meetings where supervisors were told to resign, directing removals of officials who investigated January 6th, targeting agents involved in classified documents case, all while claiming under oath he had no involvement. Now let me walk you through why this is so much worse than just lying to Congress. Because what Patel actually did, the crimes he's now caught admitting to, they're horrific. First, he fired FBI agents in retaliation for doing their jobs, for investigating Trump, for working on January 6th cases, for participating in classified documents investigation. That's illegal. Federal law protects agents from political retribution. You cannot fire career law enforcement for carrying out lawful investigations, but Patel did exactly that, and then lied about it under oath. Make sure you're subscribed to John Brown Show because 3 former FBI officials filed lawsuit against Patel. Brian Driscoll, Stephen Jensen, Spencer Evans, all wrongfully terminated according to complaint. And here's the devastating part. Lawsuit alleges Patel privately acknowledged firings were retaliatory, admitted they were potentially illegal, admitted they violated FBI protocols protecting agents from political punishment. Those private statements contradict his sworn Senate testimony. That's documented proof of perjury. That's Patel admitting crimes privately while denying them publicly. And the lawsuit details how systematic the purge was. On January 29th, acting FBI Director Brian Driscoll and acting Deputy Director Robert Cassane held meeting. Group of executive assistant directors and supervisors were told they must resign, not for misconduct, not for performance issues, for political reasons, for having worked on cases Trump didn't like, for being perceived as disloyal. That's mass political purge. That's exactly what Patel promised wouldn't happen. That's exactly what he denied knowing about when senators asked. Think about who got fired. Top officials overseeing FBI's work combating international and domestic terrorism, cybersecurity threats, human and drug trafficking, violent crime, the people protecting Americans from most serious threats, all removed because Trump and Patel wanted loyalists instead of professionals. Does that make anyone safer? Does that serve justice? Or does it just serve Trump's vendetta against anyone who investigated him? Patel's testimony before Senate keeps getting exposed as lies. Senator Adam Schiff asked directly whether Patel ever terminated or disciplined FBI agent or employee as retribution for investigating Trump or January 6th. Patel answered no, flat denial. But then Schiff asked slightly different version of same question, and Patel added crucial caveat, said no one is terminated for case assignments alone. That's admission. That's conceding agents might be fired partially for working on Trump cases. That's contradicting his previous answer. That's getting caught in lie and trying to spin out of it. Notice what legal analysts say. Benjamin Wittes from Lawfare wrote entire piece titled, "I don't believe Kash Patel." Said bluntly he doesn't believe Patel's testimony, not accusing formal perjury without more evidence, but stating clearly that claims Patel made don't match reality, that his denials about firing agents for political reasons are false, that his testimony about not taking White House direction is false, that his claims about polygraph tests and loyalty requirements are false. When experienced legal experts say they don't believe FBI directors' sworn testimony, that's devastating indictment. And Patel got caught on other lies too. Senators asked about Stuart Peters, far-right podcaster who promotes conspiracy theories. Patel claimed he wasn't familiar, said not off top of my head when asked if he knew Peters. But Patel's own Senate questionnaire lists 8 separate appearances on Peters' podcast, 8 times. And Peters publicly called out Patel for lying, said they exchanged contact information, text via personal cell phones constantly, that Patel's charity assisted him with lawsuit, that Patel is clearly lying about their relationship. When the person you claim not to know publicly contradicts your testimony, that's perjury evidence. Even Patel also lied about January 6th choir. When Senator Durbin noted performers were rioters imprisoned for attacking Capitol, Patel said under oath he wasn't aware of that, said he didn't have anything to do with recording. But Patel previously took public credit for producing that record. Previously acknowledged choir was imprisoned insurrectionists. Previously promoted the recording as supporting political prisoners. Then went before Senate and claimed ignorance. That's documented false testimony. That's lying under oath with video evidence proving it. And here's where Trump comes in. Because whistleblowers say Patel was taking direction from White House, that he discussed firings with Trump administration officials including Stephen Miller, that he coordinated purge with people close to Trump. And when senators asked if he took personnel direction from White House, Patel denied it, said he doesn't recall talking to Miller about firing senior executives. But if whistleblower testimony is accurate, an inspector general investigation will determine that, then Patel lied about White House involvement, which implicates Trump, which shows president ordering illegal retaliatory firings, which makes Trump potentially liable for directing crimes. Think about the pattern. Patel was asked if he fired anyone for working on January 6th, said no. Evidence shows he did. Asked if he fired anyone for Trump investigations, said no unless they violated oath. Evidence shows political retribution was the reason. Asked if he knew about purges before confirmation, said he wasn't aware. Evidence shows he was directing them. Every major question, every critical topic, Patel gave testimony contradicted by evidence. That's not mistaken memory, that's systematic lying. Share this video with everyone you know because Senator Chris Coons grilled Patel about firings, about forcing out James Dennehy, who refused White House requests to provide names of all agents who worked Capitol riot cases. That's witness intimidation, that's obstruction. Refusing to give up names of investigators is protecting them from retaliation, and Dennehy was forced out for it. That proves political purge, proves targeting of agents for working cases, proves everything Patel denied under oath. And New York Times investigation revealed Patel directing FBI agents to dig through sensitive files for dirt on Trump's enemies, hunting negative information to discredit federal law enforcement officials who investigated president, searching case files and materials to find ammunition against Jack Smith and others. That's weaponizing FBI. That's using Bureau for political purposes. That's exactly what Patel promised he wouldn't do, and evidence shows he's doing it systematically. Notice what this reveals about Trump's FBI strategy. Install Patel as director. Have him purge anyone who investigated Trump. Replace professionals with loyalists. Then use FBI to attack Trump's enemies. Investigate prosecutors. Dig up dirt on judges. Harass witnesses. That's not law enforcement. That's creating secret police. That's turning FBI into political weapon. And Patel is executing that strategy while lying to Congress about it. The whistleblowers came forward because they understood how serious this is. Career FBI officials watching their agency get destroyed, watching professionals get fired for doing their jobs, watching Patel lie under oath and get away with it. They risked their careers to expose truth, provided documents, gave testimony, detailed exactly what Patel did and when. And now Inspector General has to investigate, has to determine if perjury occurred, has to hold Patel accountable or admit Justice Department won't prosecute its own political appointees. Senator Richard Blumenthal told Patel directly during testimony, said, "I'm not going to mince words, you lied to us." Accused him of betraying assurances he gave during confirmation hearing. Said firings described in lawsuit are searing indictment of Patel's tenure. That's Senator calling FBI director a liar to his face, based on evidence, based on lawsuit allegations, based on pattern of false statements. Think about what happens next. Inspector General investigates whether Patel perjured himself, reviews whistleblower testimony, examines documents, interviews witnesses, determines if Patel's sworn statements match reality, and if investigation concludes Patel lied, which evidence strongly suggests, then criminal referral goes to Justice Department, and Attorney General Pam Bondi has to decide whether to prosecute Trump's hand-picked FBI director for lying to Congress. That puts Bondi in impossible position. Prosecute Patel and admit Trump installed a perjurer as FBI director. Protect Patel and prove Justice Department won't hold political appointees accountable. Either way, Trump loses. Either Patel goes down and destroys Trump's FBI strategy, or Bondi shields him and proves entire administration is corrupt. No good options, just damage control and exposure. And lawsuit against Patel alleges he admitted firings were potentially illegal. Those words, potentially illegal. Patel's own private acknowledgement that what he ordered violated law, and then he went before Senate and denied ordering anything. Denied knowing about purges, denied political retribution, while privately admitting actions were potentially illegal. That's consciousness of guilt. That's knowing you committed crimes and lying to cover them up. Bottom line is this: Kash Patel got caught lying under oath. Multiple senators say he perjured himself. Whistleblowers provided evidence contradicting his testimony. Lawsuit alleges he privately admitted firings were illegal. Legal experts say they don't believe his claims. Inspector General investigation launched, and every piece of evidence points to systematic perjury about politically motivated purge of FBI personnel who investigated Trump. Trump is screaming because his FBI director is exposed. His strategy for weaponizing Bureau is failing. His hand-picked loyalist is facing perjury investigation. And if Patel goes down, Trump's involvement gets exposed. White House direction of illegal firings, presidential orders to purge investigators, Trump's fingerprints all over crimes Patel is caught lying about. That's why Trump is panicking. That's why damage control is failing. That's why this keeps getting worse. The crimes Patel admitted to are horrific. Retaliatory firings of career agents, political purge of professionals, targeting investigators for doing their jobs, weaponizing FBI against Trump's enemies, and lying about all of it under oath to Senate. Those aren't political disagreements. Those are felonies. Those are abuses of power. Those are exactly the crimes that destroy administrations, and evidence keeps mounting. More whistleblowers coming forward, more documents being revealed, more testimony contradicting Patel's claims, Inspector General investigation proceeding, lawsuit moving through courts. Every day brings fresh proof that Patel lied. Fresh evidence of crimes committed, fresh exposure of Trump's role in directing illegal conduct. This story continues. Stay tuned, because Inspector General will complete investigation, will issue findings, will determine if perjury occurred, and if conclusion is that Patel lied to Congress, which evidence overwhelmingly suggests, then FBI director faces criminal prosecution. Trump faces exposure for ordering illegal firings. An entire weaponization strategy collapses. The walls are closing in, the lies are exposed, and accountability is coming. Whether Trump likes it or not, stay tuned.